Hello, hello, my van life family, and those that are traveling, friends, anyone interested in, hey, what's she doing today? So, well, I went and I pulled the trigger and I got the Ford Transit 250, E250. This is the front where I sit, and so forth and so on. I put my own Reflectix in here. Obviously, they're not big enough. I'm going to have to piece them together, right? So I'm going to try to probably come out here a little bit later, work on it. It doesn't quite fit under my carport, but I can get it a tiny bit. So I'm putting a tiny bit. Anyway, I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a tour. So here's the seat over here. And here's my seat over here. Anyway, that's the side door there, of course. There's no furniture in it yet. So there you go in the back. And I just started to put that silver stuff, that sound deadening stuff, which is also a type of insulation. I put that underneath those black panels in that back door and that one back door and started to put around it. I will do the same over there. And then you see where those little holes are. We're going to stuff those little holes. I'm going to try the rock wool insulation. Now, I was thinking about the floor. Y'all, if you got an idea, I don't know how much you can see. I know it's getting dark. It's getting late, but I want to catch you before it got too dark. The floor has kind of like a foam already in the bottom, if that makes sense. See that black stuff? There you go. Maybe that's better. Like where that step is, you can see it. It's underneath. The edges are really underneath the plastic around the edge. I hate to try to pull that out of there and try to put it back. What I did see is there is some, here I'm going to let it face this way. There is some insulation under there. It almost reminds me of a moving blanket kind of thing underneath that flooring back here. So what I am thinking, and I will figure it out little by little, is taking the puzzle pieces. You know how we have those, I just don't want to cause any condensation, but those puzzle pieces like you use at a gym, because they don't usually hold the condensation. I was thinking of maybe putting that on top as an extra layer and then putting a rug over that. And the reason why I'm saying it like that is because I am short enough that I have plenty above my head. So this is that same van you saw me dancing around in when we did another video. So it's plenty big. It's a medium roof. I am 5 foot. I used to be 5'1". Now I'm 5.5 inch tall. So I should be able to definitely make it. And my bed will be in the back going across. I was trying to think of something to go up and down, but you know what? It would save me the space if I went across like you see so many do. And so I've got the schematic for that. I've drawn that all out. We did it on an app, but I also did it, for myself on paper because I'm old school. And I can see exactly where I would like to put a rod across and put a black curtain. I was thinking first of, maybe I should do a piece of wood back there, but that was too rigid. So, but if I had a black curtain that hung straight across the back so nobody can see in the back, that would be my goal. I know the name's upside down, but maybe I should show the name. So at any rate, why did I get this now? Well, here's the story. Once upon a time. So the house didn't sell. We thought we had the offer. The offer fell through. And I don't like how things went with that whole situation. Something didn't just seem right there to me, but that's me. I'm not going to accuse anybody, and I'm not going to use any names or anything, so don't even worry about that. But I don't know. There's just something a little funny there. But nonetheless, we move on, and we did lower the price to my wonderful little house, and we will see what happens. But nonetheless, so do I sit here and wait till the last minute and then do not have a place to go once I sell the house, because I would not have a place to go? which means either the teardrop trailer and the Mazda CX-5, or I went ahead and got this because this is an all-in-one deal. So what that means is, like with the CX-5, I did love that car. Trust me, it was so hard to even let it go. We cleaned it, we detailed it yesterday. You know, I was going to start all over again, put the bed back in it, put the stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to do all that work. And then if this sells, like, say, in, I don't know, like in a month, you know, then what am I going to do? Right? Then I'm going to be sitting here going, now I've got to get out of here and I don't have anywhere to go and nothing is built out. And I'm going to freeze my butt off because I went through that already when it was 38 degrees. And I'm sure winter is going to be a little bit colder than 38 degrees. So the whole thing is I figured I better make the move now. When the house sells, make a big chunk payment, which I would do, which would bring my regular payment way down. So I'm hoping for only making maybe like 2 payments, and then you know, making that big chunk. So if I can do that, it'll bring it, you know, perfectly down to where I can work with it. And if I'm not in the stick and brick, I have done my cash flow analysis for you before. It gives me a cash flow of anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a month, so that I can live and still have that cash flow. So what do you do with that cash flow? Hey, you guys, you will be putting it in on the side for anybody that's trying to figure this out. And you hang on to it, and you hang on to it, and you hang on to it, and you let it build to the point that, okay, now you really have a substantial amount, and you start paying off all your debts, which is my goal, is become debt free again. I was before. I think I can do it again. And I'm also doing the envelope challenge, and that was strictly to pay off the trailer. So my envelope challenge I'm still doing so that I can then just walk in the bank and say, here's the, you know, full amount, or very close to it, because the bigger, you know, you can make these chunk payments, the better. So you can increase your payments like by $10 or $20, and that helps some, yes, but it's that interest, you know. So I think that would be my best bet. So that's what I was trying to do, and that's why I got this. There are some people that do not agree with me on this one, and there are some people that are, well, we're trusting in the Lord and we're going to give it a try, and He did tell me to do this. As far as the type of van, as far as the ministry is concerned, and what I'm supposed to do. But I can't do anything if my hands are tied and the house sells and I end up with nowhere to live. So I figured, hey, this is probably the best idea. I can always maybe fall back on family if necessary, but I would rather not. They have their own stuff they're trying to figure out. So I figured that way. Let's just go ahead and do this. So I did it. And it's fine. And I'm going to work on some reflectix here, putting one on top of the other, because as you can see, it doesn't reach. So that's kind of like tonight's little thing, is putting 2 pieces probably together. I'm sure I have another piece of this stuff in the hallway there when I walk in. So I'll do that. The sides, yeah, I took the old one, I just kind of folded it in half and stuck it where it might fit, and that's where it might fit. So there you go. I mean, I can make my own again if I have to. I've done it before. I can do it again. So that's not even an issue. The others was strictly for the CX-5. But hey, you know, for now, we block a little bit. And because I can't sit out here all night. Well, I could. I could pull my little mattress, my little pad in here, and lay down in here and sleep in here all night, as far as that goes, with the dog, and have my potty in here. See, this is big enough to have my potty. And when I get it all done, you'll definitely see it with a full bed, potty, you know, and all of that stuff. So it will work. And I know it will work because it worked on paper, so it'll work here. And then, of course, I want to secure everything when I bring it in here. I don't want to just fall it over. So there's a lot to do. But the first step, you know, the easiest thing is to put the two pieces together here to block the window. So that's number one. Number two, I am going to rest a little bit. I have not slept good last night. I, you know, was praying about this all night long, make sure I didn't make a mistake. Did I hear you wrong, Lord? Are you sure? You know how you second guess yourself. Well, I started doing that. And he was like, green light. I mean, I said, if you want, hey, Lord, if you don't want this to happen at any point in time, I know you can stop it. And he's done that before where he stopped a transaction. Nope, didn't, nothing. It went as smooth as butter at Jet Chevrolet. So let me give a shout out to Jet Chevrolet, Enchanted Parkway in Federal Way. Cole Cook is a salesman. I would not myself want to deal with anybody else. He's fair, he's honest, and he worked more than he needed to get me into this vehicle. There's a little finagling I know he had to do, and I know it took him about 3 days, but he would call me up. Okay, I'm going to try something again. Okay, I'm going to try something again. And he got it. And so I really trust him. Very personable, very nice person, honest, believe it or not. I know we think a car salesman is not being too honest, but he doesn't give you that vibe of not being honest. I mean, you really believe that, you know, that he is. And I think he is. I mean, that's my opinion. I really think he is. So he is my son's, around my son's age. So both my son's ages, around, you know, their ages. So I was comfortable working with him. And he explained everything, and he did a step-by-step with me. So that car buying process was not a 5-hour deal. It was not a 4-hour deal. It was not even a 3-hour deal. It was about an hour and a half. And where can you go and have a car deal done in like an hour and a half? I've never had it in the past. So that's why I'm saying it was really nice. Very nice experience. So Jet Chevrolet out there in Federal Way. It's on Enchanted Parkway, and I say it that way because it's very enchanting to have your vehicle. So I'm happy with it. I'm not going to lie. I really am happy with it. It is beautiful. I have little rugs that I wash that I do want to put in the front to protect that, just like I protected my other vehicle, so that all I end up doing is basically taking them out and shaking them instead of having to like scrub and, you know, vacuum and scrub and vacuum. It was a big help to have the other ones in. Make sure that I have something on the dash that, you know, kind of protects that vinyl or leather or whatever it is on the dash. Probably vinyl on the dash. And that's all going to come in time. But it's one step at a time. This is a Ford product. As you know, I was listening to comparisons between ProMaster and Dodge Ram ProMaster and Ford Transit, and the Ford Transit seems to be winning out. I do not have the turbo injected engine, so, which I'm happy about, because when those go kaplooey, then it's really kaplooey money-wise, so I don't have that. And I'm okay with that. You know, I know that I'll get zippity-doo-dah if you have turbo, but I don't have the turbo, and I don't care, because this rides smooth. I think the seats are extremely comfortable when I'm riding in them. Could I turn my passenger seat so that it's one of those swivel seats? Yes, I could. But considering that I'm going to put the curtain there and probably my potty in that front corner, I probably won't turn that seat around. Look at, I can even stretch my legs out. Look at that. I've never been able to do that before. The other thing that I'm finding is one of the problems with the Mazda CX-5, and it was the only problem, was that little gizmo up there, that navigation thing there. Don't that sound cute? That navigation thing there, that little gizmo. Well, that doesn't work in my CX-5, and that's a Mazda thing. They do have trouble with those. It's $1,000 to fix, and I could have had it fixed. I thought, no, you know what, no. But this one works like a charm. I like how it's set up because there's nothing in between the two seats, whereas my other car, there was, right? So, there's nothing to spill on it, and because that's what happened in the other one. So I may have had something to do with, causing that little trouble there, but it just, it had never worked, and I was just not gonna, spend the money to fix it. So this one, oh my gosh, the sound in here for sound system, if you're like interested in that, is a full sound system, round sound, all the way around sound. And I have more cup holders. I've got 3 in the front, 2 over there, 2 over here, one which I put my phone holder in, and that's the best place I've ever had to put it. So I don't have to worry about anything with that. But the sound system, they got it right there, I'll tell you. And it's very, very nice, very nice. I know you don't buy a car based on the sound system, but it does have a nice sound system, and I did want you to know that. So there's that. And like I said, I'm happy with it. I just want it to last now for another 5 years at minimum, so that I can go ahead and do what I need to do. As far as with my ministry is concerned, as far as with, visiting, traveling, anything like that I want to do. So I believe that God will fulfill that as he said he would. And in order for him to fulfill that, sorry, I'm tired, I'm having a hard time talking. In order for him to do all of that, he will have to provide all the finances, and I have most of the finances. So please, everybody, do not start jumping down my throat. Oh, will you cut yourself short? Yeah, okay. That's what I'm going to tell you. Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to go on my merry way, because I know what I know, and I know what's there. So I'm not used to having a payment. I haven't had one for, gosh, is it 4 years now or 5? So it's weird, having a van payment, because the CX-5 I paid cash for. So it was paid off immediately. So, and I wanted to do that with this one, and I may still be able to do it with this one sooner than later. So I'm not going to go bananas about it. So none of y'all need to go bananas for me, okay? This is such a comfortable vehicle, and I'm going to keep putting that sound deadening stuff in here tonight. And it's insulation as well as sound deadening. And I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that, what do I call it, rock wool, because that also acts as a sound barrier, because I do not want this to be noisy. There's enough noise outside. I don't need any more noise in here. I'm sorry, I keep showing that guy's truck because he's directly across from me. My apologies. So, but I just want to give you a heads up. Yes, I went and got it. You may agree with me or you may not. But the one thing I do not want y'all to do is start putting me down. I've had enough of that ever since I've tried to sell this house. I've had enough of that since I started talking about van life. And some people will never understand how you feel, And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to, make anybody else feel bad. But honestly, this is what is meant for me. And it may not be meant for you. And if it's not meant for you, that's okay. But just know what God is saying to you. And the only way you're really going to know is you got to hang out with him. You got to talk to him. You got to pray to him. You got to read his word. And the older I get, the more that I want to do. So don't wait till the last minute. If you're a young person and you're in your 20s or your 30s or whatever, or even if you're like 11, start reading the Word of God. I know we have busy lives, and I know sometimes we say we just can't get to it. And I believe there's some days you just can't. But I will tell you that the more you hang out with God and the more you listen and know him, the more you hear his voice. He will guide you, and he's not going to steer you wrong. And if you make a mistake and you ask him to help you to fix it, he will. So you may have to go through a little something, but he is going to help you. So that's where I'm at with all of that. So please do not be, chastising me like I'm 4, because I'm well past that. So, my dears, I am tired. I will be honest, I'm super tired. So, I am going to get off of here. I'm going to check on my doggy because I just got home from dropping off my grandson, who is now at football practice and is doing a fabulous job. So, I got to see my son, his dad, today. Looking good. My son is looking good. And he's busy as ever, but I gotta say, that boy is really trying, doing his best. And my other one in California, you doing your best too, son. I know, and I'm proud of both of them. Very proud of both of them. So I know that they're, got a heart that's a good heart. So, and God sees their heart just like He sees yours. So I'm very proud of my sons. I'm very proud of my family. I know that they're working hard and doing their very, very best. So keep us all in prayer, myself, my two sons, my daughter-in-law, and grandkids. I have two of them. So anybody who hears this, I would appreciate just prayers. I know God's going to make a way for all of us where there is no way. And if I can do what I want to do and save up enough to get that tiny house on a big piece of land, all right, we can have a family compound if necessary. There would be a place for everyone to go, and no one would ever be without. And that would be my greatest thing to do for my family. Now, if Jesus brings us home first and we all rapture out of here, then we all got a home anyway. So there you go. All right, I'm going to get off of here because I'm going to think of more things to tell you, and it's already 21 minutes. And I know after a while it's just like, okay, she's just jabbering. She needs to go. So I'm going to get some more done, and I'm going to keep you informed on this build/no build. I'm not building counters and cabinets and all the things I admire in everybody's builds. Because, yes, I know how to do carpentry, and yes, I could do it. But it is a lot of work. So right now, for now, I'm going to use what I have. If I have to make a bed frame, that would be about the only thing I would do, and, call it a day. So building and building and building, I'd never get done. I have a way to make a kitchen area. I have a way to make an area for me to wash up and get beautiful. And I certainly have a place to put my clothes. And you'll see all that. I'll keep you all informed. So do stay tuned. Do turn back in here and push the button. Do subscribe, by the way. And go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, because the more you do that, the better it is for me. You can even say hi just in the comments. Just let me know you're praying for me. I would appreciate that. And I'm not asking you for any donations, no money, no nothing like that. So don't think that's what this is about. Just because I am trying to get the ministry started does not mean that I am going to ask you for money. So please don't go there, because some people think, oh yeah, that's all it's about. No, and no. When I get to that point where I want to feed people or want to get them clothes or I need a little something, I will tell you. But until then, do not worry about that. Let the Lord do what He's going to do. And don't put God in a box, because you can't do that. So enough said. I'm going to get off of here. So aloha nui loa. Love you much. And mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for listening. You're Van Life with Minister Mary. Aloha ke akua, which means God is love. Remember, if you happen to be out this way and you're looking for a vehicle, any kind of van or truck, they do have cars too. I mean, not vans and stuff, but they do have a lot of, this more industrial type stuff, if you will. I'm going to go ahead and definitely keep Jet Chevrolet in mind. And your best salesman, I'm sure there are good ones there, but my preference is Cole. And I would not steer you wrong on that, because I had a wonderful experience. So, I'm just saying. So now listen, y'all. Love one another as the Lord has loved you. And please help one another. And if you see a need, try to fill that need. So, for example, if you were hanging out with me here today and you seen I'm trying to put in the insulation, even if you just sit in the van with me and talk to me while I'm doing it, hand me the scissors, hand me the tools. That would be enough. So what I'm saying, that's like one of those needs. So fill that need. All right, I better get off of here. And listen, I will definitely be talking to you in the next video. You might even see me in the next video. But right now, I just thought it was a good idea to show this van. And you can see it goes way back there. I don't know if you can tell like how far it is. I know the arm of the chair is in the way too, but there's that back door with that silver stuff on it. And that is that sound deadening, as well as a little bit of insulation. And I have more ideas for insulation. But for now, that's going to get me started. And I'll do the next door. I'll put the stuffing in the holes. And then I'll go onto the walls here, the black walls, and get all kinds of stuff there. So before you know it, it'll be done. But it's going to take a minute. So keep tuning on back in, because there'll be more. There will definitely be more. And hopefully I can work on this. If I'm not tonight, because I'm pretty tired, I would like to at least try, though, maybe for an hour. But if it absolutely is not to be, then tomorrow I'd like to do at least 4 hours. You know, like say from 8:30 to 12:30 or so. And then just stop, give myself a rest. Because I have work tomorrow. And tomorrow's a short night, so I'm blessed for that. I believe it's 4 to 7 right now. So 3 hours, which isn't bad at all. So if I get that, then we're good. And sometimes kids are taking their last minute vacation things. So not everybody shows up. So sometimes they have a bigger break. But we'll see how it goes tomorrow. And I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Okay. So listen, y'all. I will talk to you soon. Again, aloha nui loa. Love you much. Mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much. And talk to you in that next video. So bye for now. Y'all love one another and help one another. Talk to you later. Bye. Aloha.